AI content versus human content. This battle is coming to the Google search results. Who's going to win? So there's a lot going on in SEO right now with AI, but to me, the biggest thing to watch in the niche site space is people who are choosing to go all in with AI generated content versus people who are anti-AI and want to go just human generated content. We're going to see a big battle brewing in the SERPs. So look, more and more bloggers are experimenting with these AI tools like Koala. And why not? With the push of a button, these tools can generate a long form article for you. And the tools also have live access to the internet. So they're scraping the search results, they're coming up with an intelligent outline, and they're giving you a solid first draft. It's fast, it's easy, it's inexpensive. You can generate 50 articles from Koala for 99 bucks. And here's something else that not a lot of people are talking about. Google is fine with AI content. They have gone on the record saying we're good with AI content. It doesn't matter how the content was produced. Now, Google was kind of forced into this situation because there's nothing they can do to stop the AI content. Google says it's fine as long as it demonstrates qualities of EEAT and as long as the content is helpful. So what does this mean? Will Google rank any old AI content if you just hit publish time after time after time in Koala, or use their bulk publishing feature and upload all of those articles to WordPress unedited, untouched? Will those just magically rank? Google says not if it's not helpful and not if it doesn't demonstrate double EAT. So there's a little bit of an area there where you've got to be careful. Now, that said, we all know Google is not perfect. They say one thing, but the algorithm shows something else entirely in the SERPs. I just saw a case study of some guy who published 3,000, 5,000 articles straight from an AI writer onto a site, grew the site to 750,000 page views per month. Now, that site is a DR60 site. It's definitely more of an established site, but they cranked up the AI content and they're almost at 1 million page views per month. But that doesn't mean that human written content is going away. In fact, I think it's just the opposite. Look, not everyone's on board with AI, and that's totally fine. I do think there are situations where it makes sense to stay away from AI content. Namely, if you already have a successful blog or niche site and it's more of a brand and less of a niche site, it's earning well, you're getting good traffic, things are going well with your human written content, then why would you mess around with AI? For me, that's way too risky. The other thing is, at the end of the day, while Google, again, they say one thing and the search results prove something else, that's where Google is going is definitely expert content, hands-on content. So if you're skating to where the puck is going, as Wayne Gretzky might say, I do believe the smarter bet for long-term success is with human content. It's with actually doing the thing that you're writing about. It's demonstrating your expertise, using original photos, using original content. I do believe that's the smarter long-term play. Now, is there room for a middle ground? Can we use AI content and also have a human touch? And that's the approach that I'm mostly going with on my new grilling and barbecue site. So grilling and barbecue and smoking is a niche that I have firsthand experience in. It's definitely a huge interest of mine, right? I own a grill, I own a smoker. I actually do the things that I write about on my site. I make recipes, I use products, that type of thing. So what I'm trying to do on that site is use my firsthand experience or my firsthand expertise as kind of the starting point, and then feeding that into AI and having the AI help me create the content based on my experience. So what I like to do is fire up Koala Writer, which is my AI writer tool of choice right now. Koala can create a first draft for me, but I'm not going to publish that on a site that I care about as is because it's just not high quality content. I will go in and heavily edit the piece, heavily put my own voice in it, rewrite it, add my own images, add my own experience. Now, just to show you a real life examples, because there's a lot of SEO and niche site people who won't show you their sites, which is pretty weird. So here's a keyword that I targeted for my site. The keyword is hamburger temperature guide. I don't have Ahrefs pulled up, but I think it gets a couple of hundred searches per month. And the websites that are ranking on page 1, there's definitely a few authority sites there. Now, granted, my site is a DR2 right now. Okay, so we've got the Spruce ranking number 1. We've got Smoked Barbecue Source, which is a very good authority site. I think they're in the DR 50, 60 range. Number 2, Pioneer Woman, number 3, Grilling Dad, all right, a couple of other sites here. And then there's my site on page 1. Again, DR2 ranking on page 1. And to be honest, this morning it was ranking number 3, so it's definitely jumping around in the SERPs. Now, this article, Hamburger Temperature and Grilling Guide, the first draft was written entirely in Koala. I gave it a keyword, I played around with the outline, and I let Koala write the first draft. And then I went in and again, heavily edited, heavily rewrote the content, added my own images, right? These are all my images, added my experience and my expertise, and now the post is ranking on the first page of Google. Again, I checked it earlier this morning, it was actually ranking number 3. It must be jumping around in the SERPs, but this is an example of where I'm going with my content, letting Koala write the first draft and me coming in and putting it in my own voice. Now you might say, what is the point of doing that if you're just going to rewrite the content? Well, it sure beats staring at a blank page, right? Trying to come up with an entire 2,000 word article from scratch. I think of Koala as a first draft writer or a research assistant who's going to provide me with a bunch of notes that I can then take, and then I'm going to write or heavily rewrite the article. That article from Koala cost me $2 to write. Saves me a ton of money investing in content agencies, saves me a ton of time having to write all of the content myself. So look, a lot of people are not comfortable with AI content, and I can pretty much understand that, but AI content is here to stay for sure. For me, right now, there's no right or wrong answer. If you want to blast Google SERPs with thousands of AI articles to rank and make money and maybe flip your site, I think that's one approach. If you have a site that you care about, you probably want to focus entirely on human written content. But I do believe there's a middle ground there where we can use AI as first draft content and then go in ourselves and add our own expertise. But I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about AI content? How are you using AI writing tools? Where do you think this is going with Google? All right, guys, thanks.